think
a
we both
sweet
know what men
romance.
are like.
Meet again.
And he's a great fan of classic films, which is why we've asked him to choose all the movies we're going to be bringing you over the next several hours. His first selection is Stanley Kubrick's classic anti-war drama, Paths of Glory. Why this film?
This is one of those films that really educated me as to what a director does for a living. Another one is The Loneliness of the Long-Distance Runner, wonderful Tony Richardson film. When I was a kid, I loved movies, and they were just experiences. They were an hour and a half where you leave this world and you go to another world, and I think you come out the better person, generally. My dad and I just stumbled upon this film. Neither of us really knew much about Stanley Kubrick, and so my dad and I watched this late one night, and we were both just devastated. It's one of those stories that's about the cruelty within war, not the cruelty of one side killing the other, but the cruelty that can exist in a world where authority is all and men are really just pawns. But it's so much a story about the human beings involved. There are some amazing performances in it. I had never seen Timothy Carey before.
Were you alone with Private Meyer?
Yes, sir.
Well, what happened to the rest of your company?
Well, I don't know, sir. I guess the rest of them had been killed or wounded.
You found yourself in the middle of no man's land alone with Private Meyer.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you attack the anthill Sing landing?
You go back to this film and you say, well, this is a genuinely great actor. The same goes for Ralph Meeker, Joseph Turkel. Wayne Morris is amazing.
Yeah.
But all these guys, they were phenomenal. And this is the best thing I've ever seen Kirk Douglas do. And McCready, and Adolphe Menjou, who was sort of a relic at this point. In the late 50s, he was sort of, well, everybody knows Adolphe Menjou, but it was a real 3D performance, and it's an amazing performance. And it's a beautifully directed film. It's a film that obviously didn't have an enormous budget, but it doesn't matter, because this is, I think Mr. Kubrick brought this amazing kind of emotional symmetry to everything he did, as well as just a visual symmetry. You look at a lot of his films, and it's really about the balance. This was the one where I think he really kicked into high gear and became a great director.
Here from 1957, directed by Stanley Kubrick and starring Kirk Douglas, Paths of Glory.